It's exciting, it's always interesting. The spice of the politics gives it an extra gloss that you don't get in a lot of other areas, and at the end of the day you're dealing with agencies and departments that are delivering services and lifestyle outcomes for millions of people in the state.
What I love for my practice is that, and those of my lawyers, is that New South Wales Government provides so many diverse opportunities for lawyers to use our skills.
I've been working on New South Wales state government matters for about 15 years, and I think one thing that I really enjoy about state government work is the fact that government by its very nature gets involved in really interesting projects and interesting transactions, and quite a lot of that unfortunately leads to litigation. So over the years I've been involved in sort of matters, for Sydney Water, where we were disputing with Australian Water their rights under a contract and their right to payment, and that ultimately after a year or two led to the ICAC hearing in relation to Australian Water. I've also been fortunate enough to work with several of my colleagues here at Maddocks for Family and Community Services on the Child Abuse Royal Commission, which is probably one of the most memorable matters I've worked on through my professional career.
When you're acting for state government, it's really important to understand the optics are very, very important sometimes. So it's not just about what the client wants to achieve, it's what the process looks like to get there. I was once instructed in a matter that I had to turn up in a court and oppose a particular party getting standing, but I wasn't allowed to say anything. Now, I did point out that that was a little bit impossible and I wouldn't be able to do it through mime or liturgical dance, but it was an example of how the client wanted a result but didn't want the process to be questioned in the meantime. So you've always got to assume with a state government client that you have to ask them about what they really want and what their objectives are and how they intend to get there. Sometimes it'll be really straightforward, but sometimes concerns about pressure and different drivers that you may not have considered might be impacting on their decisions, and you really need to ask that question.
The thing about government generally is that it is the largest landowner in the country. It is the entity in its various guises that is in every project, and it's the entity that makes things that last generations, lifetimes, if not forever. So the projects that you work on for the New South Wales Government have all of those characteristics.
So working for state government, you must always know who the ministers are, what their agendas are, what the department's workload is, what your agency is up to, where that fits in the broader government, legislative and social policy agenda, economic policy agenda. You need to be well informed.